Yo, what's up everyone? I'm here with another Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl Wi-Fi battle. It's been a while since I posted, but I've been studying for a very important licensing exam, so I decided to take a break from that and do a couple of battles. Prior to running into G-Money, my opponent for today, I actually was using my team that I used a couple of videos back, and you'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. And I had two people disconnect on me, so I was riding this awesome high of victories, but then I ran into G-Money, and he has a pretty scary team. You know, big walls like Skarmory, Blissey, and Slowbro, and then amazing powerhouses like Latios, Entei, and Breloom. So I'm a little scared, but I will say that this is probably the most intense battle that I have posted on my channel thus far. So if you have a couple minutes, stick around, consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel. I do like to change my teams up a lot, and I typically use NU Mons. I mean, this team's a bit different. I'm using some OU Mons like Jirachi, and I think just Jirachi. But then some lower tiered Mons like Umbreon and Lopunny as well. So it's definitely a fun battle, and definitely consider following me below on Twitter and Twitch. Those links will be posted in the bio. And if you want to battle me, send me a message on Discord. I will post that below as well. So my opponent leads with his Entei, and I lead with Lopunny. And I decide to just go for the Fake Out to get some quick chip on it and see how much it does. A decent amount for being Fake Out. And I forget that this thing actually has Inner Focus, so he's going to completely ruin me with Sacred Fire. And already I'm off to a terrible start. And all I can think of is that this battle is probably going to last about 12 turns. So in order to combat that, I have to start playing pretty smart and not forget things and just start making some very important predictions. So I decide to go into Swampert because I know I can take a Sacred Fire if he decides to somehow stay in, which I don't think he will. So I'm going to go for Avalanche here, predicting that he might go into Latios, predicting an Earthquake. Instead, he goes into Slowbro, which was another smart move because Slowbro can eat anything I throw at him, and Slowbro's like, yeah, not today. But it's all good though. Swampert's going to be like, well, I don't really need to get damage on you because I'm just going to go for the next best thing, and that's setting up my Stealth Rocks. And quite honestly, I think this was a huge move just because I lost a pretty important Pokemon on turn one, my Pivoter, my Fake Outer, and I need to start switching or punishing him for his switches. So there's no better thing to do than set up Stealth Rocks. You know, it's such a competitive move, and quite honestly, it helps me in the long run because he has big threats like Entei that will suffer if he continues to bring in Entei just back and forth, back and forth. So he's going to start setting up Calm Mind, and as he does that, I bring in my special wall, Umbreon. And that's fine. He could set up a third one. He could set up a fourth one. I really don't care because I could take any attack that he has to throw at me with ease. As you can see here, Scald doing virtually nothing to me. So as I go for Yawn, I'm just going to decide to go for Foul Play, anticipating that he switches into something like Entei. Instead, he gives me Breloom, which is just as good, the next best thing. And Foul Play is going to do a pretty good amount of damage, considering that this attack is not very effective. But because Breloom is such a physical attacker, Foul Play goes off of its attack stat, so Umbreon does the job. So I decide to switch into Roserade here, anticipating the Spore, but instead Breloom is going to substitute. And that's also fine by me because he doesn't have the Toxic Orb, he's not going to heal up, so he's just going to keep taking damage, and that's all I could really want. I decide to go for Sludge Bomb. There's no other move I can do. Break the substitute, and here I'm thinking, you know what? I really have to start thinking critically. He's not going to want to Mach Punch me again. He probably has Bullet Seed if he's Technician because he's not Poison Heal. So he can't kill me in the next turn. He's going to switch. I decide to go into Salamence, predicting he brings in Entei, or he brings in something else, or like Blissey. And he goes for Entei, which is perfect. And Stealth Rocks is going to start chipping away. My plan is in motion. I just have to make sure that I stay one step ahead. Now I'm thinking that this thing is Choice Scarfed, or it's faster and it has Stone Edge. So I decide to switch, and I go into Swampert, and he switches too, which I guess he saw that. I don't know what the thought process was. Maybe he expected Earthquake, which I probably would have gone for, and wanted to be faster when he brought in Latios. So I decide to leave in my Swampert and go for Avalanche this time, and he goes for Psychic. It does nothing. With Avalanche hitting last, if Avalanche hits last, it gets a boost in power, and Latios goes down. Guys, leave a like for Swampert. Swampert is putting in so much work here so far. You know, I actually always wanted to use Swampert in my teams when I was doing Wi-Fi battles when Heart Gold, Soul Silver was around. Swampert was such a huge threat, especially when it had like Ice Punch. I really wish that it had Ice Punch. But anyway, going back to the battle, I know that I can't stay in here. It'd be foolish of me, so I have to go into something that's smart. And, you know, I don't have a lot of options because I need Salamence. I need Salamence for Blissey. I need Salamence for Entei. I need Salamence in general. So, I don't want to bring in Umbreon, obviously, because he could just Mach Punch me. So I have to bring in Roserade, which is kind of frail, and it sucks. He's going to go for Bullet Seed, and I'm just like, bro, stop. Please stop hitting me. 5 hits of Bullet Seed, naturally, I'm not surprised. He gets the max amount of turns, or max amount of hits, I should say, for the Bullet Seed. It is what it is. It's the game, as I roll my eyes. But I guess I wanted to just switch here. I didn't want to lose Roserade right away, and because he would have just Mach Punched me. But instead he switches here. I don't know if he was going to sack Entei, or I don't know. I didn't really understand the switch, because he could have just Mach Punched me and killed me. But I decided to switch into Salamence, because at that point I was just like, you know what, thinking about it realistically, Bullet Seed can't hurt me, Mach Punch can't hurt me. I'm just trying to preserve Salamence's HP as much as possible, since I am Life Orbed, and I have to take down Blissey, I have to take down Skarmory, I have to take down Entei. I need to keep the Salamence high as possible, and I'm fearful that this thing has Stone Edge. I'm like convinced he does. Now, for some reason, I cannot pinpoint Entei. I thought Entei's base speed was like much higher than Salamence's, but actually we speed tie. But I like get scared and switch out, and I bring in Swampert, and Swampert gets wrecked by Sacred Fire. There's no way I can outspeed him, obviously. So anything on this team gets destroyed by Sacred Fire, except Salamence, and Umbreon could probably take one as well. But I'm in a weird spot. This thing is just very, very strong. I mean, you know, it's probably Choice Banded, most likely, because as Entei's are. So I have to just leave in my Swampert and let it die, which is very unfortunate because I'm playing stupid. As you can tell, I don't know Entei's stats. I don't know Entei's ability. Nothing about Entei is like clicking for me this match. And here I, for some reason, want to go into Umbreon. And looking back on it, I'm like, oh my gosh, just switch into Salamence. It's fine. I don't know what I was thinking. And he's going to go for the Sacred Fire and burn me now. And I go for Foul Play. And because I get burned, Entei hangs on by a tiny thread. There's nothing that I can do here. I mean, Umbreon has to die now. I mean, I guess I didn't anticipate being burned, but I also didn't anticipate outspeeding this thing with Salamence because I'm an idiot and I don't know or research Pokemon stats when I was doing this battle, which I normally do if I have a question or if I have to do something, I'll quickly search something, but I just didn't. But anyway, I finally decided to bring in Salamence. Finally. And I'm like, okay, mentally preparing myself to take a Sacred Fire, and no, I actually break the speed tie, or either that or I'm faster, which I doubt. And when I tell you that my jaw hit the floor, and the sudden realization that we have the same speed stat, I felt like a total moron, probably because I am. But anyway, huge move. It could have been done a while ago, though, but a huge move nonetheless because I get the Moxie boost. And now he's going to bring in Slowbro, and that's all good by me because, you know what, if this thing is invested defensively, he can take an Outrage, but very, very minimally. Either way, he can't hit me hard. I don't think he has Ice Beam. I don't think Slowbros carry Ice Beam. He probably would do like a Calm Mind. No, not a Calm Mind. He probably might do Scald to burn me or Future Sight or whatever. But I go for Outrage here, True Test, and it's done. It's a wrap for Slowbro. Let's freaking go. This is the exact momentum I needed, the momentum I wanted, the momentum I could have had 2 turns ago, but it is what it is. We live and we learn. Nonetheless, I digress. It's fine. He was backing me into such a tight corner, and now I finally see a small window of opportunity opening, and I just have to get through Blissey, Skarmory, and Breloom. So he brings in Skarmory, which he probably should have done last turn, because he resists, and now I have an extra Moxie boost, but he takes it about half damage, a little bit more, and he goes for the Whirlwind. Smart play on his part. He does not want Salamence to stay in longer than it needs to. And he's going to bring in my Roserade with the Whirlwind. Now, I'm thinking I don't want him to start setting up Stealth Rocks, because if he sets up Stealth Rocks, that really cuts into my Salamence. So, instead, he does go for Drill Peck, which I thought was... Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's He probably should have set up Stealth Rocks if he had Stealth Rocks in Skarmory. But I bring in Salamence because I have the Fire Blast. I get the Fire Blast. I don't miss. Thank God. And we're back to being boosted again. We're good. It's smooth sailing here. So now he just has Blissey and Breloom. He goes into the Blissey. Now, it's no secret that Outrage will most likely kill this thing, especially when I'm boosted. But I'm thinking long game. Breloom's still there. Breloom could Mach Punch me once I get withered down with the Life Orb. I will probably be in range to die to Mach Punch because he's Technician. Thinking about it, he also can Mach Punch Roserade and kill me as well. So that just leaves my Jirachi. I've only seen Bullet Seed, Mach Punch, and Substitute on the Breloom. He might have Spore, and he might get really lucky with the hacks. I might sleep the entire time and just die to Breloom. So I have to think about this, but also at the same time, there's nothing else that can take out Blissey, so I have to just go for Outrage and kill it and just see how this battle plays out. Blissey goes down to 1 Outrage, goes down in 1 turn, which is so satisfying. And now, moment of truth. He goes into his Xanax, and I could use one right now, and we're going to have to see what happens. I know Mach Punch is most likely going to kill me. I'm just hoping he gets a very low roll, and he doesn't. He gets a high roll, or probably a normal roll. Yeah, kills me anyway, and I have to just see what happens. I go into Jirachi. Does he have Spore? I'm just going to go click Psychic. We'll see what happens. No, he doesn't. He's going to go for a Mach Punch, and I go for the Psychic, and that's the game. Amazing game to G-Money. Honestly, I really, really liked your team, and I liked your strategies. You played very competitively. This was such a fun match. If you like this battle, consider giving it a like. Subscribe to my channel. I make content like this all the time, and I would love to increase my following. Definitely go check my Twitter and Twitch out. I will see you guys on the next one. Take care. Have a good one.